Hello everybody, and a little over a year ago I made a video about my Skittles shrimp tank, and it was just one of them want to grab the camera and start talking type of videos, and it did so good I wanted to make a updated version and a good, more clear informative video. So we're going to talk about what happens when you mix different colors of Neocaridina shrimp together, and there's a lot of factors that go into it, but I'll keep it pretty simple. So another reason I want to bring this tank up, do a video about this tank, is probably in the last couple months or so I have probably added, I don't know, probably 1,500 shrimp or more to this tank. So right now this is just what it looks like when they're out scurrying around, and we're going to put some algae wafers in here, and then we'll do a time lapse and watch them gather. This should be a lot of fun. Alright, see how many shrimp we got. So this is my Skittles tank, and it started off, I had a black rose line and it kept throwing blues, and I thought those are pretty cool shrimp. At the time I was throwing all my culls in a different tank or in my guppy pond or whatever, and I started throwing all my black rose culls that were blue into this tank, and then I let those breed out, and then I ended up throwing all my culls into this tank. And now it is what it is. I have 7 different lines going, and these are culls from all different lines, and then all those are left to breed all together. So they're my Skittles, aka cull tank. The thing with Neos is that all Neos will breed with all Neos. The thing is, they are several subspecies or species of Neocaridina, and they'll all breed together. So, and that's how we get some of the colors we have now. They mix different kinds of shrimp and watched what happened, and then separated different colors as they bred out over generations and generations. So if you look at this chart, you can see where each shrimp come from. I'll include a link in the description to where you can find this. It's just I'll just put a Google image link. But if you follow this around, you can see what shrimp is coming from which color, and that's pretty cool. So the next thing I want to say is, let's get down to the business of the matter here, is what happens when I mix different colors of Neocaridina. So there's going to be several things that you need to watch out for, and that'll happen. I mean, if sometimes shrimp are just being shrimp and it's fun to watch. So the quality of shrimp is always going to be less and less after each generation, after the original purebred. You get a good quality red breeding together, and you go mix it, and then all their genetics will get diluted. So that means the quality is always going to be less. Well, I can't say always, not 100% of the time, because even some of these wilds in my Skittles tank, I've seen you could throw a whole bunch of wilds together and you could end up getting beautiful red shrimp, or you can get anything. So while you have less quality with the shrimp, you will have different colors, and you'll have different colors and lines that you've never even owned, because all the different colors and lines that went into making the shrimps you own will breed out into their offspring if their genetics are getting mixed up, or sometimes like a tank will cull down and it'll revert back to what it come from. For example, in my shrimp tank, in my Skittles tank, I have absolutely zero lines that are really shrimp, but I have lots of really shrimp in here. Not tons, but I have a lot in here that are pretty cool. Just take a look at all the cool shrimp. But And even the wilds. Yeah, there's some wilds that are just gray or clear, but it all depends on the quality of shrimp you're starting with. And with my shrimp tanks, I'm pretty picky with my shrimp. So when shrimp first put in here, they're usually pretty decent quality. And of course, even though they're not top notch to be in my lines, they're still pretty dang good. And that's when they start breeding out and mixing, and you get all kinds of wild things happening, as you can see here. So I'm going to bring up that chart one more time here. And if you look at black rose, I was talking about my black roses. I get all kinds of different things, all from having my black rose, because the black rose has a lot of stuff that have come down from it. If you look here, I mean, look at all this stuff that's related. And I can tell you from experience, with these black rose culls, you're going to get everything from chocolate shrimp to Bloody Mary, lots and lots of blues. The chocolates, I haven't said it. Super dark blue, beautiful, beautiful blue shrimp, Bloody Marys, and then wild culls. They throw all those, all the above. So, if you're wanting to get two colors, if you only have room for one shrimp tank, you want to dedicate one shrimp, and you don't want to have a mixed up Skittles mix, but you want to have two different colors, but you want to have the least amount of shrimp to revert to wild, you want to get two shrimp that are closely related to on the chart. Like I said, blacks and blues are a really good start, and go through that and look at what has bred out of the shrimp you like. So like another thing I know from experience is that greens come from oranges, because I call out tons of greens in my oranges, and of course they're not refined. They all just get thrown into here in the Skittles aka cull tank. So I guess you could say the bottom line is you're going to get less quality per shrimp. So you're going to end up with wilds, but look at that. Most of these, what would be called wild shrimp, have some kind of cool factor to them. A lot, since I started adding green jade culls in here, I've got a lot of greens that are looking like this, with the greens and oranges mixing together. You get a lot of really low quality greens. And I also, in one of my guppy tanks, I threw a bunch of green culls in, and you get a lot of green culls. The greens have reproduced a lot in here. You can tell by all the low quality greens and all the greens that my orange threw. So you're going to get less quality, but you're going to get lots of cool variation. You're going to get shrimp pop up of, may not be the best quality, but you're going to get cool looking lines, shrimp that you've never even owned before pop up if you start mixing different lines of shrimp together. Now you will get, as time progresses, they'll get lower and lower quality, and depending on the different shrimp lines that have been mixed. So if you're mixing shrimp that are closely related on that chart again, you're going to end up having less wilds and more of the same. You're going to have more of a predictable color. Like you'll still have plenty of wilds and undesirables, but you'll be more reliably in this spectrum of colors. You'll get less wilds more times than not. So in closing, I mean, if line shrimp with the most beautiful bright colors, the perfect markings, every shrimp looking exactly the same, the best quality, then a Skittles tank like this probably isn't for you. But then again, anyone who's breeding shrimp, you gotta have somewhere to put your culls. So this is how mine ended up. However, if you just like having pretty little shrimp like this, all different kinds of colors, all different kinds of quality, wild, cool brown shrimp with yellow stripes, all kinds of mixed up colorations, then and want to let shrimp be shrimp and enjoy whatever happens, then Skittle shrimp would be cool. But I gotta admit something. I love both. I enjoy both. And I think anyone who ends up being a shrimp breeder or any kind of shrimp keeper, I've had discussions with this where anyone who's a successful shrimp keeper is also a shrimp breeder. Now they may not be breeding for profit, and they're just, if shrimp are happy, they're going to breed. So that's one thing. And if you're worried about quality, you always got to call out the shrimp unless you have a fish tank or cichlids that you're feeding them to. You got to have somewhere to put all these shrimp that you remove. And I put them all in my coal tank. They live out long, happy lives and do awesome. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you enjoyed this video, if you see anything that interests you in this video, you can check out my website, markshellyaquatics.com. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this was more informative and better planned out than my last mixing shrimp colors video. So again, thank you guys for watching. Bye.